This is Mornings with Riddle. Today, we are so excited because you are going to be sitting down with Katie Eells, who is one of the facilitators of our caregiver and chronic illness support group here at Riddle Village, which is so important to our residents and their family members. And we just can't wait to see what she has to say.
Right, and the Caregivers and Chronic Illness Support Group is something that maybe not a lot of people know about, how often they meet, who all can attend. So I'm going to sit down with Katie and learn something new for us all.
Great, let's take a look.
Sounds good. Hi, Katie. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm really good, Brooke, and it's fun to be here. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, let's get started. We're going to talk all about the Caregiver Support Group, and I figured the first place to start would be, what exactly is your role with the support group?
Well, I am one of 3 facilitators. Joanne Frank is a facilitator, and so is Mary. She's staff support, but she's every bit a facilitator. She's great.
Okay, and how did the support group get started? How did it come to be?
Well, it was resident-driven. Requests came to the resident council and the wellness committee, and Betty Hellwood, many people may remember her. She really spearheaded this. She really wanted this bad, and she made it happen. And that was about 7 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So we've been around for a while. We're sponsored by the resident council. They give us money for our program, which we very much appreciate. And at first we had 2 support groups. One was for caregivers, one was for Parkinson's disease. And Mary and I worked together with caregivers, and Mary and Janet Hess worked with the Parkinson's. And so those went along, they were great, but the Parkinson's groups got smaller and smaller. And so we decided to combine them into a caregivers, and not just Parkinson's, but expanding it to any kind of chronic illness, cancer, heart disease, anything like that. And so that's worked out pretty well. But Parkinson's in particular has a lot of medical issues and things like exercises that can be done in the support group, or speech therapy that can be done in a support group, which doesn't work so well when we're combined with caregivers.
Yeah.
So we now concentrate as a combined group on sort of the emotional issues that are involved for the caregivers, for the person they're caring for, and a lot of the medical specifics have morphed into aging gracefully, which Mary presents.
Oh, right, yes.
Off and on. It's not on a regular basis, but they get into more specific medical things for not only Parkinson's, but many, many different things.
Okay, wow, it's interesting how much it's like evolved over the years, the group that you guys do.
Yeah, it really
So
has.
who all is invited to attend these meetings that you guys do?
Well, residents, of course, family, outside observers are not invited. It's not a sport. And we are an official certified support group through the Alzheimer's organization itself.
Oh, wow.
So we are trained and have to go through training and retraining as facilitators. And as such, we are listed on the website for alzheimers.org. And we are also publicized over at Riddle Hospital.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
So because of that, we have from time to time people from the public that come in, and they're very welcome. We're glad to have them. So, yeah, that's who comes.
Okay, so whether you're a resident, a family member, what can we expect if someone were to attend one of your caregiver support group meetings? What exactly goes on in the meetings?
Well, we have morphed to almost, it's all driven by the people who attend that day. It is drop-in, so it's not always a group, it's not a series of things. We occasionally have an outside facilitator come in, but people just, their hearts are so heavy, and it's such a hard job, and we just start with a check-in, and somebody mentions something, and we're off. And the facilitators have had enough experience now. We really can pretty much deal with any kind of issues that come up, or offer resources to do that.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different every meeting, and kind of the people who attend, it kind of, you guys can customize it to what the topic should be that day.
Some samples of kind of things. Caregivers, about the caregivers themselves, their emotions that they are experiencing, anger, fear, joy, guilt, all these things. And you know what? They find out they're not alone. That's so healing. That's really good. We talk about self-care for the caregivers. Quite often, caregivers burn out and die before the person they're caring for. And so we really encourage them to keep up their doctor's appointments and take care of themselves. We talk about building a team with their family, with their neighbors, with their doctors, with their whatever, and how the caregiver can manage a team. And 1 or 2 times a year we have a respite time, usually related to nature. We have gone to Riddle Park. We've gone to other parks, and one time we went to Brandywine Art Museum. They have a program for art and people with dementia, so that was really great. And so we want them to not feel alone, and we encourage them to network with each other. We see them going to dinner together. We see them going out walking together. And we just say, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. And then we talk about the person that they're caring for, how best to communicate as people change in the course of a disease or medications or aging, whatever it may be, how to communicate without words when that time comes, dealing with difficult behaviors, working with their doctors. And also people it's a mystery about what personal care is and what the skilled nursing unit is. And so we educate a little bit about that and talk about that, and when is it time, how do you make those decisions.
Oh, wow.
Even if you promised you would never do such a thing like that, there's a time when it's necessary. And so how do you deal with that, and when do you know when that time is?
Oh, wow. Well, you guys certainly cover a lot, and you and the Caregiver Support Group have helped so many people. We have so much respect for you. You do great work. And thank you for joining us today to tell us a little bit more about it.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Brooke, that was so interesting. I really hope after people watch this episode that they decide to drop in for one of the meetings, or maybe if they're just interested in more information, I'm sure Katie wouldn't mind if they called. Something else that Katie had mentioned to us, right outside of the Emporium on the 3rd floor of our common areas, we have one of our satellite libraries, which features all kinds of information about chronic illnesses, and they have books, and also because, as she mentioned to us, things can change quickly as far as illnesses go, so they also have a really great website resource guide that you can access if you have any questions about maybe it's Parkinson's or dementia, perhaps it's a cancer that a loved one's dealing with. So we encourage people to stop by that satellite library and take a look at all the information they put together, because it's a source of knowledge there.
Right. There's so many resources throughout the community, and the support group meets 10 months out of the year, the first Tuesday of every month in the Jefferson Room. And there's no sign up or anything like that required. What's nice is you can just drop in anytime you're feeling up for it. If you want to attend every meeting, that's fine too. But it's open, and it's certainly helpful.
Right, and she said 10:30.
Yes.
Right, 10:30 on first Tuesday of every month. So we really encourage you to take advantage of this great group. There's a lot of really nice groups here at Riddle Village, but this one is just so helpful for our residents and their loved ones. So for everything Riddle Village, we look forward to coming to you guys next week, and we hope you have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.